how does one enjoy this horrible thing of just sitting in front of the camera and yapping? It's an age-old question. And when I say age-old, it's about 15 years old, especially in the realm of content creation that we find ourselves in today. What a mess, eh? These are messy times. Am I AI? No one even knows. I'm tripping myself out. Sometimes I think I'm AI. I'm like, Thomas, are you AI, mate? And I'm like, I don't think so. Am I? Anyway, how do we actually enjoy this experience? Well, I happen to have worked with thousands of clients. I was going to say hundreds. I've worked sort of in group settings or one-to-one with hundreds of clients, and I've had thousands of clients go through my programs that are to do with speaking on camera and stuff. I'm not here to sell you those programs yet. Instead, I'm just using that as a credibility statement to help you understand that I might be worth listening to if you're new to the channel. And something that I've seen come up time and time again that's almost behind everything else is this lack of enjoyment that happens as soon as you press record. There's something about a camera observing you and capturing every minute detail and freezing that moment in time for everyone, apparently, on the internet to see, that just makes people freeze. Gives them that deer in the headlight effect that is just skin crawling. And it makes things very awkward. It brings out the worst self, the worst you. And so how do you actually speak fluently? How do you actually speak with confidence? How do you become like the creators you see, or the creator that you want to be? I think one of the most profound fundamentals and secrets, really, because not many people talk about it, is really just enjoying being here. It's like you got creator A. They have great thumbnails and titles, great content, and they don't enjoy being on camera. And then creator B. Great thumbnails, great titles, great content, and they really enjoy being on camera. Who are you going to watch more? Also, who's going to actually keep doing it and show up and enjoy themselves? That's the person who's enjoying themselves, obviously. Enjoyment is not just about like, can I have a good time whilst doing it? That would be a bonus, but I'm kind of willing to like suffer and grind in my content. It's actually about the success of your channel and the success of what you do. So if you are a bit masochistic, if you are a bit masochistic and you really don't mind suffering a bit, and you're like, Thomas, I don't care about enjoying myself. Why do I want to enjoy myself? I'm just here to make content. Even for you, enjoying yourself is actually very important. Hopefully you're not that person. Hopefully you're like, I actually want to enjoy this for me as well. Because if we're here and we're going to be making content for the next foreseeable future, I mean, if you're getting started doing this, you probably don't want to do this for a month. You want to do this for a couple years, maybe a decade. If you want to be doing this, you want to be enjoying it. Because the dream is to be enjoying it. The dream is, I want to live from this. I want to build my business. I want to have content grow my personal brand, bring in clients. Like, that's the dream. But if you're not enjoying yourself along the way, then it's literally pointless. It's a pointless dream. You're just going to get stuck in a dream that you don't enjoy, that turns out not to be a dream. So I hope I've laid that groundwork as we settle into this. Something I'm doing right now is one of the keys to the kingdom of enjoying making content, which is settling back into myself as I'm talking. if we are in somatics, there's this concept of overextension. And if we are overextending into the camera, overextending our energy into the camera, with time, it doesn't feel very enjoyable. What do I mean by overextending our energy? Excuse me. Well, we mean that I want to put all of my energy attention on you, the viewer, and on the content that I'm talking about, so much so that I'm not actually putting any energy or awareness back into myself. And so in a conversation, this looks like, hi, how are you? Great to meet you. What can I do to help you? This is all about you. Oh, I hope you like me. I'm just going to do anything I can to make you like me. Right? The optimal version of this is a 50% in me and a 50% in you. It's okay, I'm attentive to how I'm feeling. I'm attentive to how you're making me feel, whilst being attentive to you and what's important to you and what you're saying. And so if 100% of my attention is on you, I'm going to have to leave my body to put that on you. I'm just like all in you. And so my body is going to start saying, hey, mate, can we get some attention on me, please? Because right now you're very ungrounded. You basically have no boundaries and you're doing anything you can to just completely be in the other person's energy. So by bringing the energy and awareness back in this conversation example, we can have this beautiful balance where we have presence and connection. And so when talking to a camera, this is really important. We don't just have all of our energy in the camera and we keep a 50% of energy for ourselves. And so it creates this balance, this equanimity, that by the end of a recording session, we feel good, feel connected. We don't feel like we've just overextended and now we're exhausted. Ideally, actually, talking to camera has made us feel replenished. Feel like we've just expressed ourselves. That's the first thing. Another idea I wanted to communicate was we can enjoy any moment in any situation, almost any situation, a little bit more than we are right now. And so you're watching this video, right? I'm curious, how would it land if I just invited you right now to say, can you enjoy this moment a little bit more than you were just a couple of seconds ago? Like, what would you do? What are you doing right now to reorganize yourself mentally and physically, and maybe spiritually a little bit, to enjoy this moment a bit more? So whatever you did right then, you can also do that on camera. And so when you're recording, when you're speaking, you can just come back into yourself and be attentive. Again, that idea of attentiveness. How can I enjoy this more? I mean, if I'm asking myself that question right now, it's like even more attention is going into my body and it's making me feel a little bit giggly. I'm feeling like a little giggly girl. I'm just enjoying myself slightly more. Like, sometimes it's that simple. Now, this can be hard to do if you're not in your body already. So if you're living in the cognitive thoughts, expressing yourself with pauses in between your sentences is tough, because you have to fill the silence all the time. If you're in that headspace, you might be thinking, Thomas, you're crazy, mate. Whatever your name is. Are you Alexander? Are you Thomas? What's your name? Just tell me. You're crazy, mate. Like, how am I going to enjoy myself more by just enjoying myself more? Well, the first thing, if you're in that space, is just to ground yourself a little bit. And this sort of gets to the crux of this conundrum. I'm sort of going to wrap up the video here with a real takeaway for you, which is to enter the present moment. And in some ways, entering your body is to enter the present moment, because you're being attentive as to what is happening, rather than avoiding what's happening by going into your mind. By being attentive to the moment, it often involves confronting a real feeling of resistance to that moment. And this doesn't necessarily look like, oh man, I have to feel all these emotions that I've been avoiding, although sometimes it does. Sometimes when we've been living in a dopamine-heavy flow or lifestyle or moment, been watching content, we've been doom scrolling, or we've simply been working a lot, then just coming into contact with that present moment can feel very, very raw, very like, ooh, this is, don't quite want to go here, really want to distract myself again. And then you enter it. And sometimes that discomfort can go on for a while, like really a long time. You can try and do this for like 10, 20 minutes until you really start to feel more comfortable just being here. But once you can be in that state of being okay with silences, both recording, but also just silence before you're recording and just looking around the room that you're in, and just being okay with being here right now and not avoiding the here and now by going off into some story or the future or the past. And once that starts to feel okay, then your recording will be completely different, because you'll be recording from a place of okayness, of presence, of basic, really basic comfort in your own body. And I'm not talking about body image comfort or anything to do with how you look. It's simply comfort in how you feel, in being in this human form. And if you speak to camera from that place, your content will start to feel much more enlivening and refreshing and enjoyable before you record, whilst you record, and after you record. This doesn't mean that you have to talk like I am right now and do this slow, explorative podcast thing. I've done this many times before, making a more traditional, fast-paced YouTube video. It works in any situation. So I invite you to try it. If you want to learn how to plan out your videos so that your words and the what you say, not just how you say it, the what you say hits the mark without using a script, I have a free template that you can use for your next video called the Anti-Script. And this template it's designed to allow you to craft a video plan that not only engages people's attention, but also allows your viewers to start trickling down the journey into becoming your clients and your buyers. If you make lots of these videos using this Anti-Script template, which is free, then you will create a channel that attracts an audience of buyers and not just an audience of viewers. So you can start living from content that you actually enjoy making.